Greetings everyone and welcome to Railroute, a new railway simulation game developed by Bitrich Info where you can manage, simulate and automate railway networks. The game is coming out into full release on February 22nd, 24, and if you're interested, don't forget to check out the link in the video description. This is a sponsored video and I like to show you hands-on gameplay on how to start and what game modes you can expect. Let's get cracking. So first we are having a look at the menu where we can actually choose between several game modes. So there's really a lot. The game offers you an extensive tutorial where you can play along with Josich on a story that he's really navigating you through the game with interesting remarks, funny remarks too, and basically you can just play along and follow his advices. There's also the timetable mode where you can reach a certain high score to have some dedicated trains like 8 here for example finish their tracks on time. Then there's the endless mode and the rush hour where it's getting really stressful in a smaller scale. We are going with the larger scale, that is the endless mode, so we are really starting from scratch. We have to start with a few stations at hand and then expand the network onwards. I think this is the best option that we have for a showcase. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of New York City, so we are going to start on New York City. We got 43 total number of stations on this one, so it's a rather big map. Let's get right into it, shall we? Alrighty, and here we are now in the game itself, and as we can see, this is quite a big map. I really love all of these maps have been hand configured and made, right? So there's a lot of maps that you can play, and perhaps there's even your city as well that you can play along. And as we can see, yeah, we're having this huge extensive network here, but we're only having this area available to us right now as we're starting out between the two stations here, Metz Willets Point and Woodside. And yeah, we want to start with our network. We are a small company right now and we want to get big, of course. It's 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and yeah, there is actually already a train coming into this station here, as we can see, that needs navigation, right? So this train here has its timetable from Metz Willets Point track 1, and it wants to go to Woodside track 1 track as well here. And what we need to do for this very basic option right now, well, yeah, we just need to make the connection with a click and that's it. So the train is right now, whoops, getting into this station here, stopping, and it now stays here for 30 seconds, right, loading and unloading passengers, and then it will make its journey to Woodside. We just need to make sure that once this train leaves, it has a direct route that is configured for it without delays and hopefully also without crashes. Yeah, that's right, you can even crash trains if you're not too careful enough. After 5 seconds, the train finally makes its journey, and as we can see, we can also speed up time quite a bit if we want to, if that is too slow for us. And off it goes to Woodside. Up here we can also see that we have our high score, we have our earns of punctual trains and also delayed trains. So we need to make sure that we get as many of them as possible to also unlock new tech. Yeah, the train has now arrived in Woodside. It's going to wait here over a minute, and that gives me plenty of time to actually configure its way back because it wants to go back to Metz Willets Point 2. Now, how can we do this? Yeah, first of all, we need to set the signal point or the switch point here to platform 2 because it wants to go to platform 2. This is super important. We cannot have it go to platform 1. Which would be wrong for this one. Now, next up, we actually need to turn it around manually for now, and we can reverse it like this, right clicking on it, and then we just set the signals here to green, and now as we can see, the route has been allocated and it can go to track number 2 now on time when it leaves in 30 seconds. For now, we have to do a lot of these tasks manually by ourselves. Soon we'll be able to automate that though once we expand. But of course, everyone has to start small. And yeah, after a bit of time, the train is now on its way back again to Metz Willets Point. This is our contract here. But it might then just move on to another platform at this point, but this is another train conductor here, right? So we are only having this network to manage right now. What happens beyond that, we don't care about. And as we can see, this one's finished now for us more or less, and there is already another train coming in at the moment. Metz Willets Point once again to Woodside and then back again. So we can once again assign it to platform number 1. I can already go ahead and set the switches here to the right ones, and then also the signal. They're both now at their station for another 30 seconds. And off they go. This one leaves my network, and this one here is now en route to Woodside. With that, we have finished also a contract here, and we do get a nice point. Also some credits, and we do need a lot of credits for our future constructions. As it is on its way, let's have a quick look at my upgrades. And as we can see, this system is really extensive, so there's a lot of stuff that we can do, starting with auto blocks and auto accepting trains to automatic routing, so we don't need to do this all ourselves anymore, but also to better and faster tracks that we can then also build down the road, and auto reverse trains and advanced tracks then with high-speed tracks. Really cool stuff. Lots of stuff that we can actually manage there at some point. For now though, it's all about this one. Alright, the train has arrived and is waiting once more. We can turn it around, we can set the switch here, and we can then set the signal once again because it needs to go to platform 2. So this could go on perpetually now, forever, right? Because we only have this route here, and we only have one conductor office. That is the next point now. That is just really assigned to this station here, and that will always just give me the same contract. So we want to expand, of course. And for that, we do need more contracts, more conductor offices, and we also need more stations. For now, let's go ahead and build us another conductor office. And as we can see, this would be then also for the Metz-Willis point. So let's go ahead. And for the 2000 credits that we have, we can build this one. And perhaps we do get another contract out of this here soon. Meanwhile, my train is leaving the station again, on its way back home now to Metz-Willis point. And there in fact is a new contract available. This one though has the same one again, right? So now I can have actually 2 trains on this one here, taking the same routes. For this, yeah, probably will need to add a few more stations and connections now. First of all, I can buy more platforms, right? We can go in and buy platform 2 for Woodside, and for the Metz-Willis point we already have 2 platforms. Next up, we can actually go in and make a connection, like this one here, having a whole new set of tracks ready for action. Of course, we should also make sure that we make a connection between them as well. If I want to, this one is occupied right now, so I cannot do this. Let's just wait it out for this one here to be finished. There you go, leaving it now, and now we can actually make this connection here so that I can have 2 trains traversing on these routes here. There is already the next one coming in. This one wants to go to Woodside number 1 then, and we can already activate this one. Another train leaves the station and another contract closed. Off it goes. And as we can see, we could accept now the next one right away, and this one goes to platform 1 in Woodside and goes then to platform 2 in Metz-Willis. We could also say, for example, actually go to platform 2 please, because that would make my life a lot easier. So let's accept this contract with the second platform. It's already coming in now, as we can see. So now we got those 2 trains that we need to manage on that network. Let's just make another connection, and actually let's say now, yeah, go to platform 2. Because that's where you want to go, basically. And there you go. 2 trains now on the same network. This one needs to be reversed again, and then it needs to go down here to platform 2. For now though, we also will need to wait real quick for this train here to get through. And now we can make that connection. Only once this train has arrived though. This train is now waiting 30 seconds before it wants to also go to platform 2. So let's make the switch here. Let's turn it around. Another train is already coming in. So as you can see, with 2 conductor offices, it's getting a bit busy now. Let's get this one onto the platform here. This one actually wants to go to platform 1, so we can actually activate this one. While this one is turning around now. There's still a train en route though, so once again it needs to wait. So now we're getting some delayed trains here. That's usually something you also don't want to have. Contract has been closed on time. This one will not be super much on time. And arriving it does, and off it goes. Actually, it was on time, very nice. get an additional action point. This one comes in right now. Once again, we can turn around the signal and make it switch. Now, of course, this is still not a lot to manage, so we can go ahead and actually move on to, yeah, another station, Long Island City, that we have down here. I would like to make the connection now between them. So first of all, I do need to purchase me a track in Long Island City, and then we need to make a connection between them now. So let's go ahead and make the connection from Woodside all the way down here to Long Island City. I would also probably like to make the connection here, so that on platform 2 we can also arrive then. The next thing is we still need to have those offices, so let's create us another office then here in Long Island City. With those offices we'll get the contracts then. Now we just need to wait for a contract to appear. We could accept the next contract here. This one here is coming in soon, and this one here will be coming in soon. Both of them want to go to Woodside, both of them want to go back. Let's just have a look at this. Once again, actually you should go to platform 1 in Woodside and then back again to platform 1 in Metz Willis, right? You can accept this, and there it is already. And there's the green signal for it. And there's the next one then right away. This one wants to go to platform 1 and then to platform 2 in Metz Willis. Very nice. While these trains now continue, we have already 6 points on the track. We also get the first contract here from Metz Willis Point to Long Island City to Metz Willis Point again. And as we can see, this is actually quite extensive system here. Let's just check it out. Here, platform 1 to Long Island, and once again back, and then here. We're actually going to say on its way back, Metz Willis Point, please take not platform 1 but 2. Otherwise, right, on platform number 1, the trains are coming in, so this would be a bit chaotic there. And with that, we can accept this contract. On its way back, we could also say go to Woodside platform 2, please. There you go. And this one is now activated, and we should see that train here coming in soon now. Unfortunately, just at this time, there was then also a train arriving here. This one here, Woodside to Metz Willis Point. Let's just have a look at this contract real quick. This is fine for me. And there's the Long Island train then coming in. And it can then actually start right away once this one here. That was a bit of bad timing on my part, so with the automated signaling, this would be a bit easier. This one wants to go to platform 2 though, so we can quickly get this one off the track once it starts. And now we can activate this route here. There's already the next one waiting then. That's fine, because this one here will of course continue onwards then. And here, let's just make that signal already activated, so this train can leave then right away. And this one here we can already activate, because the time will be fine for these. Another contract solved. This one en route now. Alright, we got enough points, I think, so let's have a look at my upgrades. And here we can see we have really a lot of them. Some of them are actually really interesting, like for example the auto acceptor train or also the automatic routing. I would like to go ahead with this one as my first upgrade. There you go. Because with this one here, we don't need to set those switches anymore ourselves. Once activated, the game will then automatically assign them for me. So this is the first point of automation that makes life a bit easier by reducing my click rates. Let's go ahead and also activate this one. As we can see, that's the point now. And yeah, we can go ahead, for example. It will cost me 3,000 per point. So we should probably only have it where we really need it. Like in the Metz Willis points, for example. This is a very busy station for me. And then probably on the Woodside one here, and definitely then on the other side. This is something we cannot do right now because there's a train en route. And you cannot upgrade when there's a train coming in. There's, by the way, also another contract here that I will have to decline for now, simply because I don't have the capacity. I mean, you know what? We could say platform 2 every time, right? And get this one cracking. And with this, we have now 3 contracts activated at the same time. Getting really busy in this area. And this one here, we can already activate. As you can see, it's automatically switching that thanks to this upgrade here now. And off it goes. Meanwhile, the train starts in Long Island again, and we just need to make sure that it has the amount of tracks then right here. There is still this one there, and this one now, coming in. And for some strange reasons, this one actually continues onwards. I have no idea right now why that's the case. It should actually have returned, reversed. I think I didn't click on that, so we are also going to experience a train crash now. I'm really sorry, guys. That's my mistake, so let's just move a step back. And there we are, the train is just arriving, and we just absolutely need to make sure that we automatically turn the train around. I like that the game is so quick about it, and it is always auto-saving than the previous one, right? There is a tag for this, the auto-reverse trains, that we certainly will need to have. So instead of the automatic routing, I'm actually going for the automated reverse trains now. And this one will be very important, and especially in Woodside, I'm going to need this upgrade. This one is not a module, but it's rather a technique, and this technique then here is now automated for Woodside. As we can see, we can turn it off and on, and in this case here, the trains will now automatically turn around so that a train is not, going into the wrong direction there anymore. Perfect. This one here, meanwhile, goes back to platform number 2 again. And as we can see, this one already turned around automatically. All I need to do is now, for the right tracks, activate it. This one arrives now in Woodside and can then automatically continue onwards and finishes its contract. So this is the longest contract that we had so far then on this one. And this one here goes back around, and it should then automatically turn. And we can already set the switch then. And the contract has been finished there once more. Okay, everything is working according to plan here right now, so it would be time to also have another route activated, and we can go down here. As we can see on the map itself, there is not only stations but other elements as well that are interesting for us. One of them, for example, are these tunnels here, as you might call them, auto block systems. And then we also have barricades like this one here. That's a wall more or less. So we cannot, for example, build tracks through these walls here, right? So we need to build that around it. And as we can see, if I want to go to Fresh Point Terminal down here, I need to actually go through one of these auto blockers here. So let's just do this. For that, I actually need to purchase two things. The first one is the platform itself in Fresh Point Terminal. I will also need to build a conductor office so that we can actually get contracts for this station done. And then I will also need to purchase these auto blockers here. Let's purchase one for now. And this is actually quite expensive, right? So we're looking at 4,000 on the cost for this one here. And we will also need to install the auto block system as well. Lucky us, we have enough points there to purchase this one. Now, with that out of the way, we can go ahead and make us one of these connections then. That goes then from here to this point. Let's just make it that it looks a bit more organized. Oops, that's actually not possible. This is possible. And then we also go up here. And yeah, I would probably like to purchase another station here once again, another platform. And with that, we can go in and also make the connection then to this area. There you go, right? So now we have connected Woodside with Fresh Point Terminal, and I'm expecting then some trains on this one here. However, we could also make the connection there to Metz Willis Point, or even then also to Long Island. So let's actually purchase another two platforms for this, and let's also make the connection here to this to this area then. There you go. And we can also make the connection then here. And I think here we actually need to merge it, and here we need to separate it again. We go into Metz Willis Point. It's getting a bit more complicated than here with the switches, but it should still be fine. Alright, this one actually needs to turn around in the meantime. And it actually needs to go to platform 2. There you go. And from here on, then all the way to platform 2 as well in Metz Willis Point. Of course, we stay busy in the meantime. We still need to do some switches here. There's another train, unfortunately, coming in at the same time as this one here. So, in this case here, I would need more platforms available for the incoming train so I can then reroute it. This is now the one for Long Island as well. I just cannot accept this for now. Now I can. There you go. This one's coming in, this one, and this one. So some automation at this point here would be very helpful for us. But right now, I am not able to really afford this yet. Alright, this one's on its way now to Long Island, so it'll continue then right away here, so we can already activate this. And this one here, we still need to wait a bit. Contract closed, perfect. We still need to wait a bit, because it will take, of course, some time at the station. Now we can activate it. And here we are timing it a bit, right? So that there's no crash coming. There's also a contract here for Jamaica that we could do. And there's one for Woodside again, and there is another one coming into Metz Willis Point right away that we should also redirect. This one actually goes its way back again. This one gets out to Woodside Platform 1. Right, and then we could try and accept the Jamaica one. That would be interesting. For that, however, we would need to purchase then as well the Jamaica station. For this, we will need then more unlocks for another station here to allow this contract. And as you can see, this way we're expanding the network, adding new tech as well, automating the processes, and basically make more money as well. Because at this point, we actually need more money before we can continue with the expansion. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek, this gameplay of Railroad, available now in full version 1.0 then on February 22nd. And in this case, if you really like this game or if you like to try it out yourself, then have a look at the link in the video description for its Steam page. By the way, you cannot only play the endless mode, you can also have an extensive tutorial introducing you to all the mechanics, of course, as always, and all the other challenge maps that you have. Plus, you can also add new maps, which is just very fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned.